Welcome back to Shifted Reality, Season 2, Episode 9. It's been less than 24 hours since we were last here. Let's see what we have. Uh-oh. Someone didn't read. We'll get that figured out. No hard feelings. Alright, let's see. What about our books? Okay. Yes. Very nice. 7 diamonds from our books. What about our equipment? This I expect to be the real money maker. Ah, yeah. Whoa! What the? Did you see that? Did you see that? 17 diamonds? 17 diamonds in my shoe locker? What the heck? I did not have 17 shoes purchased out of there. What? Did someone overpay? Was this an accident? What's going on? I need to figure this one out as well. Oh my gosh. Wow. 17 diamonds for shoes? Okay. All right. So I think I figured this out. I had up to 3 in the next row. So someone actually purchased 4 sets of armor out of here. And they just apparently put them all into the boot bin. I told you this would be infinite profits. So, let's put these back into the economy a little bit. Alright, first things first, let's check out rockets. Nope, he still only has 1 sec. I told Train, if you want to sell anything, you gotta convince the people on the server that you and you alone have more than they could ever hope to make on their own, to make them go, okay, I'll just buy from here instead. 2 stacks of iron from him because I do go through iron yet. He'll just be happy that he is still selling iron. And there is a new little shop opening up over here. Let's take a look at what this one is. Timber and Tine. Custom orders on back, please. Say who it is from. Okay, well, I don't need a custom order per se yet. Let's see, spruce, 1 diamond per stack. Planks. Are these all planks? I really want to support him on this one, but I'll come back after he has had a bit more time to stock up, I think. Geez, nighttime already? Spec seems to be visiting me. I wonder if she's looking for anything specific. There you go. If you want some gunpowder, you can take what I have on me currently. Okay, so I made a little deal with Spec to help her out with her collection. I am going to give her the Dune Trim, which I have excess of, as well as an enchanted gold apple banner, in order to, and in exchange, she will let me use her banner patterns anytime I want to make patterns, which will be very useful once she gets the creeper head banner pattern. She already has the skull, which is useful. So we just gotta wait out till she gets the creeper. And then we will be able to make our own banners without needing to worry about collecting any of the heads myself. It's quite the ambitious project to have a storage for every single item. Well, it looks like we got this sorted out, and there really wasn't any ill will if the person who took it didn't have the 8 additional diamonds. I wasn't going to, complain or hold them accountable for it. But they did, and they replaced it. And that's all well and good. And while a mending book is useful, I I really don't think it was 9 diamonds useful. And this was actually never intended to sell. It was just supposed to be a Easter egg for anybody who has watched Green's HermitCraft video and how insane he went trying to get a mini book by fishing. So we have a new one up there, and that's all good. So let me know if this has ever happened to you. You're on an SMP and everyone says, hey, you know what? Let's open up a shopping district. Let's buy and sell and trade our goods in a shared location so that we can all benefit from each other's farms and get everything. And then you go and build your shop and not a single thing is ever purchased. And there's probably a pretty good reason why that happens. So when I built this particular shop, I didn't really build it for the idea of making a lot of diamonds or buying and selling a lot of things through this particular location. I just ended up having a lot of saddles that don't stack, and I don't have that many horses or ever will. I had a lot of books I probably wasn't going to be using, as well as a number of other things coming out of the fishing that is just clogging up my inventory and clogging up my storage back at my base, which, again, we don't have a formal storage yet, so that made the problem even worse. So I built this shop just to store all the stuff I get from fishing that I'm otherwise not really going to use. And as such, none of it was intended or concerned about whether or not I was buying or selling. Turns out, this has actually been making me some profits, and we're going to kind of discuss a little bit of why. So far, nobody has bought any fish, and generally speaking, because fish is a low commodity when it comes to food on pretty much anyone's Minecraft play. That's to be expected, doesn't bother me. But a big thing that you need to have is themes. You have some treasure maps, some fishing rods for decorations, and over here we have our water filtration tank, and it's selling the pufferfish. Now when we sell the pufferfish, you have the theme here, like, oh, the water bubbles, the pufferfish can be used to make water breathing potions. That makes sense. It draws the eyes, it makes it interesting. And when someone comes up and they see 20 pufferfish, they're going to be like, okay, I need to make a lot of water breathing potions because I want to raid an ocean monument. I could go through the dreary process of trying to fish up a bunch of pufferfish myself, or I can spend 1 diamond, get more pufferfish than I will ever need for more potions than I will ever use, just once. So that has sold a couple times. It's the same thing with name tags. I still need to refill this, but I've so far sold about 10 name tags at 2 each for a diamond. Now again, your average person, you're coming along, you have something you want to name for one reason or another, and you're like, well, I need a name tag for it. Do I go through the long process of getting a librarian villager, leveling them up, and then buying the name tags from them? Do I go through the long process of fishing them up? Or do I just simply go here where there seems to be an unlimited supply? Again, keeping it full is key. If I ever get a villager with name tags, I'm going to up this even further. Make it, ridiculously a lot of name tags for cheap. Our little turtle sanctuary. We have the nautical shells. You notice I'm selling them in stacks of 8. Nautical shells are only used for converting hearts of the sea into conduits. You need 8 to do that. By having them available, again, people will ask the question, do I want to go hunting drowns or go fishing to get my 8 nautical shells after I collected a heart of the sea from a treasure map? Or just go here and buy 1 set of 8 immediately and just be done with it? It saves me time to come here. This one is ridiculous. Correct me if I'm wrong, but tropical fish have no value. I put them in here as a joke just to get rid of them. I never expected a single thing to sell. I thought eventually they would fill this chest up with stacks of tropical fish, selling them for 1 iron each. Some reason someone actually bought them. I don't know. I have absolutely no clue why anybody would ever want a tropical fish, but there it is. Little fish tank where my tropical fish is swimming about, and otherwise there is that. The books themselves, I'm not surprised that these are selling. There are some useful books in there, and again, until you have a trading hall with librarians, getting a consistent book that you need can be a little bit stressful, a little bit daunting. So these might be selling now. As the server ages, I don't expect them to keep selling. And that kind of brings us to things that you shouldn't do. So over here we have a new shop that's set up. It's just this kind of, I don't know how to describe it, kind of like a half conch shell of cherry wood. I don't know. But again, there's no real theme to this. There's nothing to draw you in to say, hey, if I see this standing over there, I should go check that out. If I just saw this, my thought would be someone is selling cherry logs in a simple pop-up shop. But we come over here and we have a couple things. Oh, use a crafting table to write a sign for us. Tell us what books you need and we'll try to get it. Not very confident. I'll try to get you what you need. No. If you want to open up a shop, you need to provide exactly what people need before they need it. Welcome to the Rocky Roads. Love the name. Doesn't fit the theme of a half circle of cherrywood logs. But then I come in and I look to see what we have, and it's like, okay, take one book for 1 diamond or 1 emerald. Never sell for emeralds on any Minecraft server. I'm going to do them a favor when we take that off of there, because emeralds are literally worth less than a penny in the real world. It is. Do not sell for emeralds. It will never go well. Open up a shop selling emeralds for diamonds. Like a stack of emeralds for a diamond could go a long way for people who have villagers to trade with, but don't have a steady supply of new emeralds. That could sell. But again, you need so much stock that your people will look at it and think, I'm not going to bother trying to get a supply line of my own emeralds because there's already a much more convenient and quick, less time consuming process to just simply buy them in the shopping district. Here's another thing to avoid. Okay. You have some weak books here. They're not particularly good. So let's just give them away. Well, no. Don't do that. If you really don't need the books, take them over to a grindstone, remove the enchantment, turn it to a normal book, use it for a bookshelf, or take it to an enchanted table and re-enchant it to a better book. This is just wasting your time. It's not doing you any good. Why? Who cares if you're giving away free books? Don't compete with another shop unless if you can offer a better product. And in this case, 100% he can make a bookshop that can make a very better product to sell and outsell the fish market when it comes to books every single time. But he needs to put the work into it. He needs to collect librarian villagers. He needs to cycle their trades until he gets the best tier of every single book. Or everything needs to be the best. And then he needs to set up a themed bookstore with full chests of all these books organized and neatly so someone can come up and they will come out of this portal. So when someone comes out of this portal, they come out and like, oh yeah, there's the fish market. Let's go see if they have any good books. Wait, what's this giant themed bookstore over here? I'm going to go check that one out. Oh, someone's selling books. Not only are they selling books, they're selling specific books that are well organized and able to, for me to just simply know quickly and buy what I want. He could even get away with selling that kind of bookstores for 2 diamonds a book, while I'm still selling random stuff for 1, just on the convenience factor alone of being able to properly select the books that you actually need quickly and easily. As it is, this probably isn't going to sell much. Now we come over to Train's shop. Now initially this looked very much like a pop-up shop, but he is slowly expanding and making a theme of a marketplace stall. This will work. This will work well for him in the long run. But we need some improvements. 1, price of 1 diamond per sack of iron. If you have a good quality iron farm, that's a good price. You keep plenty of iron available, other people are going to always remember, let's come here for iron, rather than going through the effort of making our own iron farm and having to sit around AFKing a lot. But, and you start getting to the point where you are not maintaining a consistent stock, well, then people will start going, well, iron hasn't really been there for a while, so I guess I gotta go mine it. I guess I gotta go build my iron farm. I guess I gotta go to get my iron from somewhere else. Now, similar issue over here, he has his rockets where he's trying to sell rockets for 2 diamonds a stack, and he only has 1 stack. 1 stack of flight duration 1 rockets takes 21, 22 gunpowder, right? And a similar amount of sugarcane. I could plant sugarcane and spend all night hunting creepers with a power 5 bow and get 20 gunpowder in a single night. That's not really an incentive for me to come here and spend 2 diamonds for a single stack, when, especially when that is all the stack that he has. This is not going to encourage anybody to come over and start buying their rocket supply from him in diamonds. Again, you have to consider, you have to create that mindset in the other players that they can always come here and always get rockets faster than any other method. Similarly, the price of 2 diamonds for a flight duration 1, again, that's just 1 night of creeper hunting. That's not even building a farm. There's no downside. There's no effort. There's no real time saving that is being given to you by that offer. Now, what I would recommend that Train does is create 3 tiers of rockets. 1 should be flight duration 1, 1 should be flight duration 2, and the third one should be flight duration 3. And he can sell it 1 for 1, flight duration 2 for 2 diamonds, flight duration 3 for 3 diamonds. That way people are like, oh, I'm going on a really long journey searching for a desert or a rare Badlands biome, or I want to find the woodland mansion. I need a lot of rockets and I need to fly for a long time. Was minimizing my thing. I'm going to spend the diamonds to buy the 3. Because that is going to be way more time efficient for me than just simply hunting creepers for several nights in order to get myself prepared to go on that journey. So Train, get your iron full. Maybe even put some barrels back here to have additional stock, and make sure people know that they will never get more iron than what you have available for them to just simply buy as they need it. Rockets, similar concept. You got to get more out there if you want to start buying, if you want people to start buying it. And finally, over here we have our last shop. Now, I've already tried to help a little bit get some texture and some change in here for how he was doing it so it wasn't just such a flat square building. This again doesn't have a theme. It doesn't tell you what to expect when you see this from across the donut. Why should I come over here to check it out other than just curiosity of figuring out what someone is selling? This is just a square building. Isn't going to make people come over here to look. So, what is he selling inside here? He is selling wood. Wood that he hasn't even fully collected yet. We do have an improvement. His pale oak he now has as logs, and his cherry he has as logs. But again, he needs to get it to the stack level, right? He needs to fill up these chests so that people come in and they say, oh, hey, look, this is what we want. And I know it seems convenient. It seems like very tempting to say, oh, cutting down trees, growing trees, it takes so long, it takes so much of my time. If I just turn them into planks, then maybe people will buy the planks, and then I can get 4 times the stock for a quarter of the effort. When you choose something to sell, you need to sell it in the most ideal way. So you get the most versatility out of logs. You can strip them. You can use them to build by themselves. You can turn them into the logs that have the bark on all 4 sides. You can turn it into planks. You can turn it into slabs. You can turn it into sticks. You can make chests. You can do whatever you want with the logs when you have them as logs. But planks, well, now you're limited. You're already taking away about half the options of what you can use the logs for. But he has started bringing some logs in here, and I'm going to reward that by buying them. And this is also another thing, is have a plan for your restock. Don't just think you're going to get around to it, because again, if my mind is always telling me that the wood shop always has barely any wood, I'm just going to collect the wood rather than taking the time to run to the shopping district to pick it up. You want to have a successful wood shop. Step 1, get all of these chests completely full of logs. It's going to take you some time, but you will get rewarded for your time once people know you are the log guy. And there are ways you can maximize the efficiency of collecting logs. You just gotta do the work and provide enough supply to make it so no one else on the server wants to do that work. And the other thing again, let's get some theme going on here. A really good way to start enhancing this and making people want to come over here to check out what you're offering, build like a giant a giant custom tree on top. Like this is nestled in the roots of a tree. That would really get people's attention and be like, oh, there's a giant tree over there. Let's go get some trees. Those are my advice. If you want to have a shopping district on your SMP and you want people to actually buy from you, that's what you gotta look at. When people come over here, they see, oh, it's a blacksmith shop, arms and armor. The theme makes sense. The little enchanting setup next to it, that just creates convenience for people. They can buy the armor, and then they can immediately come over here and enchant. And they don't even have to buy lapis from me. They can just know that they can bring lapis with them. I don't care. Lapis is just there if they need it. It's a convenience factor. And similarly, on the inventory, I have a restock plan. Someone comes over and they look at this and they're like, oh my god, a diamond chestplate takes how many diamonds to make again? And he has this many? I'm never going to have that many diamonds to make that many diamond chestplates. I'm totally going to buy from him, especially since he's selling it for 1 diamond each. That's going to save me so much time and effort to restock my armor when next time I accidentally die in a pool of lava or fall into the void in the end. This is beneficial to me. This is what will save me time. This is what will save me money. And even though I've already sold over 7 full sets of gear out of here, it's all still full. So someone who's already bought something and they've lost something, they're coming back to replace the armor that they just lost. They come back and they're like, oh, this is already full. That's going to keep in mind of like, no matter how many times I need armor, it's going to be available. And no matter how many times I need a new sword, it's going to be available here. I don't have to worry too much if my pickaxe wears out and breaks whilst I'm strip mining down in the deep dark. I don't need to worry about any of that. It is always just going to be here. That's the message they are going to have. So I'm trying to turn this into a bit of a mini episode where I am reviewing the shopping and the results, because it's been less than 2 days since I opened up this shop and less than a week since I opened up the fish market shop, and I've already gotten more than a stack of diamonds from the other server members who just look at what I have and say, that is convenience, that saves me time, that saves me effort. I am going to come here rather than trying to do it on my own. And this will keep going throughout the season as long as the server is up and running. People will keep coming back as long as I maintain my restock strategy. So if you're ever on a server and you are finding that your shop is not building anything, it's not selling anything, come back here and rethink about some of the advice. Theme, inventory, and make sure that they know that you have a better option than anything that they can provide for their time. It is more time consuming, more convenient for them to come to you rather than for them to do the effort themselves. That's what you need to do. I'll probably put this one up mid-episode because I didn't really do much this time, but I'll probably put this episode up midweek after my next show because we didn't really get much done, and there's a lot that I actually want to do, and having this kind of discussion is taking up some time, but I am putting this out there for my server members to understand how we can improve and make this better. So, hope you all have a good one. I will see you in the next episode. Bye, everyone.